Extraordinary events can only happen during extraordinary alignments of the planets.
Do the alignments of the planets have any influence on what happens on Earth?
President Barack Obama used the phrase, "the planets are aligned," in his State of the Union address on January 24, 2012. If you say, "the moon is in the 7th house," scientists will go crazy. But for some reason, they will let you get away with referring to the alignment of planets. Perhaps because, intuitively, most of us have the feeling that there is value in knowing how the planets are aligned. That feeling is correct.
A fundamental principle of Magi astrology is the rule that extraordinary events can only happen during extraordinary planetary alignments.
Wonderful events will occur during the most magical planetary alignments. And the most chaotic events will occur during the most chaotic alignments of the planets. For example, one of the most wonderful events in all of history is the fall of the Berlin Wall that led to the US and its Western allies winning the Cold War without ever firing a shot.
The fall of the Berlin Wall began in Berlin around 6 p.m. on November 9, 1989, when there was an extraordinarily magical alignment of planets.
As the Berlin Wall began to fall, there was a double grand trine within a flying kite. There was also another wonderful alignment of planets at the same time.
In the sky, there was a triple conjunction of Earth, Pluto, and Mercury, all making magical trines to Chiron. Some planetary alignments are good, but some planetary alignments are not so good. Some are so bad they are even downright horrific.
For example, when 19 Islamist terrorists hijacked 4 US passenger planes on September 11, 2001, the planets were horrifically and chaotically aligned. When the South Tower of the World Trade Center collapsed and killed thousands of innocent people, the planets were terribly aligned in a deadly grand cross that included the Saturn-Chiron midpoint.
When President John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 9, 1963, there were also extraordinarily chaotic planetary alignments. All of the planetary alignments we showed you have planets that are in the same degree of any of the 12 zodiac signs. When two planets are both in the same degree of any sign, the two planets form what astrologers call an aspect. Normal astrology only tries to handle alignments of two planets, but Magi astrology has proven methodology for interpreting alignments of 3 or more planets. In Magi astrology, when 3 or more planets are in the same degree of any of the 12 zodiac signs, we call that type of alignment a planetary synchronization. Only Magi astrology knows how to interpret planetary synchronizations, which are alignments of more than 2 planets. In Magi astrology, we teach that you can interpret any planetary synchronization by combining and integrating the symbolisms of the planets that form the alignment.
One of the horrific planetary alignments that existed when John Kennedy was shot dead was made by the Saturn-Chiron midpoint, plus the Saturn-Uranus midpoint to the Sun.
Magi astrology is famous for proving that the Saturn-Chiron midpoint is associated with heartbreak and possible death or life-threatening injury or disease. In Magi astrology, the Saturn-Uranus midpoint is representative of infamy and tragic change, and the Sun represents the day itself. Therefore, Magi astrology teaches us that on the day JFK was assassinated, the planetary alignments foretold that it could be a tragic day of death for a very famous person.
Bad planetary alignments will occur from time to time, but fortunately, they are rare and there are many more good alignments than bad ones.
And here is some wonderful news. Planetary alignments at the time we are born work differently. All planetary alignments at the time we are born are good for the person being born. The beauty of astrology is that it really is a divine astrological system, and the alignments of planets when we're born are all gifts of special talent and capabilities. Every planetary synchronization that exists when any human is born is a gift of a special ability. We can know what special abilities anyone has by analyzing the planetary synchronizations when that person was born.
Let's use Taylor Swift as an example. Taylor Swift is so successful and talented that she must have been born when there were amazingly great planetary synchronizations. Here is one of the extraordinary planetary synchronizations she was born with. Taylor Swift was born with multiple grand trines that gave her the extraordinary ability to make money by singing and being a sex symbol. Taylor Swift was also born with these multiple magical rectangles. The magical rectangles inform us Taylor Swift can make lots of money by singing and putting on sexy shows. Her Chiron-Pluto trine shown in the chart gives her enormous power and charisma.
If you are wondering how come you have not read about planetary alignments like these from other astrologers, it is because only Magi astrology software has the ability to find and display planetary synchronizations like the ones we have just shown you. If you utilize the principles of Magi astrology and analyze planetary synchronizations, you will understand more about everything, including your life and how to improve it. The Magi Society is proud to inform you that we now have a mobile web app that will help any user to improve their lives. We call this mobile web app the Magical Oracle, and it is remarkably helpful for many reasons. Our mobile Magical Oracle runs on the cloud, and you can access it from anywhere in the world by using any iPhone or Android, or from any tablet or personal computer. Because it is a web app, we cannot track your private movements the way normal apps do. If you get our most advanced version, the Magical Oracle Pro, you will have access to mid-degrees, which are vital astrological data not available anywhere else. Mid-degrees often provide the extra information that astrology has been missing. Please visit our website at magiastrology.com to learn more about the Magi Advantage and how Magi astrology is the only astrology that can really help you fulfill your dreams and understand your life.